This is the Lancer Locker Show on KYNT. Now, let's talk some Mount Marty University athletics with the coaches, as well as your host and the voice of Mount Marty University athletics, Tel Tanner.
Back on another Monday for the Lancer Locker. I'm Tel Tanner. This is KYNT 102.1 FM, AM 1450. Talking today, Mount Marty Lancer Volleyball. We got a couple of members of the volleyball team coming in. The head coach in Sophia Lobo Paes, as well as Mia Furst, one of their seniors. She's a junior technically at the moment, will be a senior next season for the program when they start up again in the fall. She's out of Norfolk, Nebraska, went to Lutheran High Northeast, one of their outside hitters. We're going to talk with her a little later in this show, as once again the head coach of the program for Mount Marty Volleyball and Sophia Lobo Paes. We'll talk about recruiting, we'll talk about the off-season work, and what the spring is going to look like for Lancer Volleyball. But first, let's go ahead and get into our Mount Marty Week in Review, some of the other things that happened around the Lancer campus over the last couple days. First of all, baseball season is here. Baseball season started on the 1st of February. They moved up their doubleheader with Mount Mercy. We talked about it last week, how that was going to be this upcoming weekend. Actually, the 7th and 8th is when that was going to be played. They had to move it up due to the weather this weekend, and they played already. And they got it done, a 2-2 split, series split. Lancers won the first game, and the last game dropped the second and third. We'll talk about the games here because they started off with a bang. Lancers win game 1, 10-4, and it started off in the second inning with a solo home run from a true freshman Yankton kid in Lucas Kampshoff. His first career at bat, put it over the fence. It's all downhill from here, kid, I guess. True freshman with a home run in the first career at bat. You gotta love that for Lucas Kampshoff. Joe Goki, another Yankton kid, also hit a home run in the game, a 3-run homer. Lancers win 10-4. In the second game they won, game 4, they end up winning 4-0. Little lower scoring game there, no home runs. They really had to get the strategy ball in there. It was Marshall, Goki, and Owens who had the RBIs to finish it. Goki, McCod, and Gardner, along with Marshall, all scored in the game. 4-0, all of the scoring came in the bottom of the second. Lancers split with Mount Mercy 2-2. Their next game, because it was supposed to be this weekend, is actually 2 weeks away. They've got a little bit of time off before they take on Clark University in Omaha on February 15th for another 4-game doubleheader over the 15th and 16th. Softball season starts this weekend as originally scheduled. They're going to be playing over in the Dome over in Sioux Center, Iowa. Peru State College is the first matchup on Friday, along with William Penn Friday evening. Then they'll take on Mid-American Nazarene on Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, and then William Penn again Saturday evening. That's your softball schedule coming up starting this weekend. Outside of that, let's go to track and field, and then we'll finish it up with basketball. Track and field had the Concordia Classic and Multis the SDSU D2 NAIA Open over the weekend, and they've got one more meet before we go to the GPAC Indoor Championships, and it's in Yankton. It is the Mount Marty Last Chance meet being held at the Ruth Donahue First Dakota Fieldhouse here in Yankton on Friday is when that one's going to be. And then finally, the GPAC Indoor Championships, going to be February 14th and 15th. That is 2 weeks away. Let's go to basketball now. The men's basketball team fell over the weekend. They had a decent week. They defeated Doane in overtime on Wednesday, 75-73. And then it was Morningside who did get the win over the Lancers on Saturday, 91-75. The Lancer women, they won both games this week. They had a very, very good week. They defeated Doane in regulation, 85-70 on Wednesday. And then on Saturday, they beat Morningside in overtime in Yankton, 93-92. Kayla Martinez, game-winning 3. Lancers down 2 as time expires. Martinez buries it from beyond the arc. Lancers win in overtime over Morningside. That's your week in review of Lancer Athletics. We'll be covering more basketball coming up Wednesday evening down at Hastings. Coverage right here on KYNT starting at 5 o'clock, I believe, is when that game actually starts. Make sure to note that. We're not the normal start time of 6. We're starting at 5. That's your week in review for Mount Marty Lancer Athletics. With that, let's go ahead and take a break. We'll come back with Mia Furst and Sophia Lobo Paes of the Mount Marty Lancer Volleyball program. We'll start it off with Mia Furst. We'll go to the head coach of the program to finish up the show in a little bit. Mount Marty Lancer Volleyball up next. You're listening to the Lancer Locker on KYNT.
Buying a home in this market can be frustrating. Having an experienced real estate agent is more important than ever. This is Deb Speck with Vision Real Estate, and I've been helping first-time home buyers, those needing a little more space, folks wanting to downsize, and investors for almost 20 years. For personalized service you can trust, call 605-664-5555 and we'll find your next home.
Beef, pork, seafood, poultry, and more. All at the Meat Lodge in Yankton. Get top quality meats at great prices. They have specialty items like lamb, brisket, mahi-mahi, crab legs, and lobster. They even have non-meat options like Dimmick cheese, pickled items, seasonings, and sauces. For your convenience, you can call and order curbside pickup or order online at meatlodge.com. The Meat Lodge in Yankton, on the way to the lake on Highway 52.
This is Jenny from Slumberland Furniture in Yankton. Looking for a refresh in your home? Want to change up your space? Take advantage of our free interior design service. We can help reimagine your room using new pieces that will work with what you currently have. At Slumberland, you'll find the best brand name furniture and quality mattresses with the best customer service possible. See us at 2401 Broadway in Yankton.
Sherco's electric accessories, more than just convenience, they're safety. Step back away from the moving parts and out of the dust. Operate your electric accessories with the push of a button. Everything from our 4500 series HD tarp to our ProTrap and AutoTrap hopper door openers to the DriveMax auger mover provide a safer working environment when teamed with the SureLink wireless system. To learn more, give us a call at 1-800-474-8756 or find us at Sherco.com. Demand the best. Demand Sherco.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. CoreTrust helps your business thrive with checking, online bill pay, small business loans, credit card processing, local approval and support for government grants and loans, investments to grow your hard-earned assets, and insurance to protect them. All from CoreTrust, the community bank that's right down the street and everywhere you want us to be. Visit CoreTrustBank.com today.
Member FDIC.
A big thank you from Mount Marty University to one of Yankton's greatest employers and friend of the community, Aztec. They're very proud to support the Mount Marty Lancers. The vision at Aztec is to build industry-changing solutions that create life-changing opportunities. And you can build a career with the group that's built to connect from rock to road. Click careers at aztecindustries.com. Best wishes, Mount Marty, from your friends at Aztec.
All right, back here on the Lancer Locker on KYNT. I'm Tel Tanner, keeping you company on this Monday afternoon. Let's go ahead and talk with one of the upcoming going to be a senior in Mia Furst for this volleyball program. Obviously, spring semester, finishing up your junior year. Mia, thank you for coming and talking with us today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
So first of all, how are things going in your second semester of junior year? Tell me about your classes and kind of what your schedule look like right now.
So right now I am starting my second semester of my junior year. I am a human services major. So right now I'm doing a lot of service learning. So I'm getting into different job careers. I am currently working at Redeeming Roots Montessori right now through my service learning to get through with some adolescents and learn more about childcare. I'm really passionate about working with children. So that is something I would like to be doing. I only have 2 in-person classes a week, which is very nice. I have multiple online classes that I'll be doing just to keep myself ahead for my senior year so I don't have to be too stressed out for my senior year.
That's a good thing.
Which will be very nice, yes. And I work 3 jobs right now just to be able to keep myself busy with sports and everything. So I'm very involved and busy.
3 jobs. Mm-hmm. What are they?
So I work at Scooters here in town. I'm a coach for Yankton Area Volleyball Club, and I also work at Redeeming Roots Montessori here
So
in
you're
town.
busy is what you're saying.
Yeah.
You keep yourself very busy.
Yep.
And then to add on to that, you started practice just this morning is when the spring training just started for the volleyball team. So first of all, How did that go? It was like 6:45 this morning, right?
We all were actually really excited to start this. I think it's really important for spring season to work on those fundamentals. And I think this morning we really started out slow working on those hitting fundamentals because this morning was a hitter's practice. And I really think these practices in the morning, working on specific positions, can really help us get better for our fall season.
And one of the things that's going to be interesting for you as you're taking over a junior, obviously a little bit of a leadership role, but now you're going into your senior year. You're not obviously a senior in the classroom yet, but on the court, you kind of are at this point. Has that started to set in yet, that this is the senior year?
I don't think it's set in for sure that the senior year thing. I think that like the leadership role thing is kind of really set in my mind that I really have to step into that role and be a big voice on the court and at practice and also in the classroom. Like being a good example is really important to me in that leadership role that we will be having on the volleyball team. It hasn't really set in that I only have one more year and this is my last spring season, but I'm really going to make the most of it.
Let's talk about memories here the last couple of years. What are some favorite moments you've had in your volleyball career here at Mount Marty or just at Mount Marty in general?
I really enjoy the family atmosphere of the volleyball team. I really love our team bonding experiences. Last year, we all went to the lake together and we had a lot of fun and we did a lot of games and stuff just to get to know each other. And I really think those moments where you just spend time outside of the volleyball gym and the volleyball court can really affect a team and make us really close.
What are some of the other things y'all have done as a team besides going to the lake?
So we went on a little retreat together. I believe it was in Nebraska, and we went to a camp-like site, and we all disconnected from our phones and really did a lot of like fun activities outdoors and got to get to know each other on a deeper level because we didn't have those electronics while we were there.
You actually had to talk to the people next to you.
Yes,
Wow.
we actually had to spend
That's
a whole
incredible.
day together. We actually had to spend a whole day together without those distractions, and I think that really helped us get closer overall, and I think that was a good experience for us.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to the team itself, obviously, first practice today, and now you've got a full spring ahead. What are some of the things you are trying to work on, like personally? Some of the things that you want to improve on this spring to get ready for next year?
I had a really bad foot injury last year where I was out for about 8 to 9 months, and so I'm really working on getting that confidence back in my swing and getting that confidence back in my vertical, considering I lost a lot of vertical height because of my foot injury. So I really want to work on my confidence myself in my swing, and I want to work on getting back to what I used to be like too.
Let's talk about where you're from and where you're going now. First up, you're from Norfolk, Nebraska, went to Lutheran High Northeast, so not too far from here.
Nope, not too far. I really enjoy my hometown. I think we have a lot to offer there in Norfolk, and I really loved my high school experience that I did have there. Coming to Mount Marty, I really enjoyed the small school atmosphere, considering I came from a really private, small high school. And after Mount Marty, I plan on hopefully going to grad school at USD to get my MSW, so my master's in social work, to be able to work with children, like with trauma therapy. So I want to work with helping children.
And you're trying to go to USD for the
Yep.
grad school. That's cool.
Yep.
Applying
Yeah.
for grad school is obviously a process, so
Yes,
I'm assuming you're looking into that.
Yes, I have an internship this summer that I'm hopefully going to get in town. And after that, I'll be able to start my resume and apply for grad school. So hopefully we get good results on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go back to your major and minor. We mentioned it a little earlier, but give them to me again and let's talk about them.
So my major is human services, and I also have a minor in psychology. I really want to focus on working with children and specifically with counseling. I really want to focus on the children that struggle at home or have those struggles that they really can't get through themselves. And I really want to be like a adolescent trauma counselor to be able to help them get through those things that they can't get through themselves.
That's awesome. Do you have any locations in mind of where you want to end up? Or is it kind of anywhere? Or do you want to stay close to home? Or
I am honestly up to being anywhere. I really like trying new things and being in new places. So honestly, wherever it takes me, I will be glad to be there.
let's go
Close or far away.
Let's go dream location, even if it's just for like a year and then you can come back or something like that. Somewhere fun to live.
I really love the state of Maine. I really
Yeah.
think it would be so cool to live there. I think the weather is like perfect, and I think it would be a super cool coastal atmosphere, and I really think that's a state that not a lot of people visit or think of, but I really have always wanted to go there, so I think that'd be super cool.
That's something on my list as well. I'm not gonna lie. Visiting Maine in the fall when the leaves are changing is gotta be
so
amazing.
Pretty. Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely something I'd love to do. When it comes to going into this final year, then you already said it really hasn't set in because you just started the very first spring practice. But some of the things that you're going to have to do as a leader, have you talked with your coach about that, about your leadership role or anything like that?
Yeah, we've discussed a little bit like the leadership role that we're going to have to be stepping into this next year, considering the leadership that we did lose last year with our seniors. I really think it's going to come with being a voice. I think having a voice on the court and off the court is really important, and gaining the trust and love of your teammates is also very important, because I think if you don't have that trust and that connection with your teammates first, you can't be a leader on the court. You need to have that also off the court with your teammates as well. So I think that'll be a really big part in becoming a leader, is using your voice for good and not for the negative things.
One more question here. Team building for next year. You've talked in the past in this interview of like some of the things that you've done as a team that you like to do. Do you have any things in mind that you want to do as a team for team building exercises?
I think that we should personally go back to the beach and have fun there. I really think that we do really well on our team of doing team bonding and those different things. And I think that those small, close-knit activities, like going to the beach, going to dinner together, or just playing games together, getting outside, anything like that, like really helps us as a team, considering we're going to be getting in a lot of incoming freshmen. I think it's going to really help to grow our team, what we have now, so that we're the best version of ourselves for when those girls come.
Well, Mia, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate you coming in and talk with me today. Is there any final message you got for Lancer Nation as you're going into your senior year next fall? It's a ways away still, but any final message as we sign off?
Just go Lancers.
Go Lancers. All right, let's go ahead and take a break. We'll come back with the head coach of the program. We'll talk about the recruiting class and some of the new faces you'll be getting to know next year. This is KYNT.
Ben is in a sticky situation.
I got so excited for my fresh-baked Runza cinnamon rolls that I forgot to grab a napkin.
Now you got cinnamon roll fingers, and they're so ooey.
And gooey. I can't grab a spoon to dig into my delicious homemade chili.
Maybe you should call for help?
Oh, I'll call my mom. Oh, I've ruined my phone.
Worth it, though. Come get Runza's homemade chili, fresh-baked cinnamon rolls, and a napkin today. Because Runza makes it all better.
Runza on Broadway by Menards in Yankton.
The Dakota Theater in Yankton is always in need of volunteers. There's something for everyone, such as being involved with shows on or off stage, selling concessions, greeting, ushering, cleaning before and after, cleaning the bathrooms, organizing, helping with the lights, the sound, the costumes, decorating, and more. The Dakota Theater in Yankton is so grateful for every volunteer. Theaters for everyone. For more information, go to dakotatheater.org or call 665-4711.
There's just something about a Lincoln. This is Brandon Tygro from Lewis & Clark Ford Lincoln. Recently, we upped our game in the luxury vehicle market and received a special allocation of 30 new Lincolns, new 2025 Nautilus, Corsairs, Aviators, and Navigators. We believe you shouldn't have to drive out of town to purchase a true luxury vehicle, and we've made luxury affordable by pricing our Lincolns to sell. See our Lincoln selection online at lewisandclarklincoln.com or at 4th and Capitol, Yankton.
We all get a case of the Mondays sometimes, so to chill out everyone's case of the Mondays, Coors Light is giving America a case of the Mondays for the worst Monday of the year, the Monday after the big game. The case of the Mondays has never sounded so chill. Want to learn more? Visit CoorsLightMondays.com. Must be 21 to take part. Pick up the limited time Mondays Coors Light packaging at a local retailer near you.
High school sports fans, take your game to the next level with Sparkling Ice Starburst, your new favorite game day boost. Bursting with bold flavors like strawberry, cherry, orange, and lemon, it's the perfect refreshment to keep you energized. Packed with sparkling fun and zero sugar, Sparkling Ice Starburst is the ultimate drink to fuel your spirit. Whether you're hitting the court or cheering from the stands, Sparkling Ice Starburst has your back. Grab some today and make every play a star performance. Sparkling Ice Starburst, where flavor meets performance.
All right, back here on the Lancer Locker. You're listening to 102.1 FM, AM 1450, as well as KYN TV. Let's welcome in the head coach of the Mount Marty Lancers volleyball program now, in Sophia Lobo Paes. Coach, thank you for coming in today. I know you started practice this morning. It's got to be good to get back out there.
Hi, everyone. Yes, thank you for having me. Yes, we're really excited. I think that spring season may not be as fun as the fall, right? We're not playing, but I think, like Mia said, it's so important to prepare us for the fall and to be successful. We're really excited. I think something that I've been emphasizing with the girls is that spring, especially in the beginning, might be a little boring, maybe not as demanding physically. We're really going to break down technique, really fix some things to build up and get to the point so then we can perform during the fall. But yeah, we're really excited to be back on the court. The girls have been working out 3 times a week, but I have so many weeks that I can ball practice with the team. So starting today up until last week of April, so we're excited to be back on the court.
You get a solid full 2 months that you're able to really work with them here. Actually, 3 months here over February, March, April. What are some of the things that you're hoping to work on as a team that you want to improve on?
I think that specifically talking a little bit off the court, I think the leadership that we talked about, I think that we established in the past the huge part of the leadership aspect that we had that we lost on the seniors this year. So I think that helping the girls have this confidence to come in and then be confident on what they're performing and then telling their teammates, right? Like I think everybody has a really good knowledge of volleyball, so just not to be shy and help each other out. But I think that on the court specifically, I think that we have a really big block on the G-Pack, so I think that's something that I really want to emphasize is how to be a little smarter on the shots. We don't need to come aiming for the 10-foot line every single time. I think the roll shots, hitting off high hands, really improving that hitting technique. That was a big part of how we started it today. That's on the front row, of course. On the back row, I'm really looking forward to helping the girls to read the game a little better, right? Like I think we do have a defense frame that we always fall back to. But I think that the beauty in what makes volleyball difficult is that you can plan, but not always going to fall back the way you expect it, right? Maybe there's a hole on the block or whatever it is that changes. We need to be able to adapt. So I really want to focusing on us being able to read the game better on the situation so then we can fix whatever needs to be fixed in a fraction of a second, right? That's how much we have to do during the game. So I think those are the 2 things I'm going to be focusing the most during spring season.
You mentioned your leadership. We talked a little bit about that with Mia Furst earlier in this show. Can you tell me about her and what she kind of means to the program?
Yeah, no, I think Mia is great. I think that she's not somebody that will be shy away to say things that needs to be said, and that as a freshman, I think that she always put herself on that role. I think now we'll lay a little bit heavier just because she will be a senior, so she does have a lot of the girls looking up to her. I know already that a lot of the questions that the freshmen and maybe even sophomores have, instead of coming to me, I know they go to her, and then I can trust her to relay the message and be there for them. So yeah, we're really excited to have Mia. I cannot believe that today was her last day of spring season. But yes, we're really excited to have her on the team, and then one more year. And like she said, we're really grateful that after her really big injury, unfortunately last year, that she was able to recover and be back on the court.
That's really good to get her back after the injury. What was that kind of process like when you have players go down, not just replacing them on the court, but getting them back to the court? Walk me through the rehab there.
Yeah, I think first of all, it's really tough and painful, not as a coach, but as somebody that really, likes her as family. I think to see one of your players hurting is something that hurts on you as well. I will never forget the Morningside game. We were at Morningside. It was a game that we were without Ellie Delane, so we were running a rotation extremely new with Ivy Mines. That was one of our DS liberos that was actually setting as well. And then at the end of the first set, Mia ended up going to hit this ball, and then she got a really bad injury on her foot. I think that the main thing was caring for her as a person. Of course, that as a coach, you're thinking about the rotation in the game, but at the end of the day, like, we care and love for her as a person and see how that would affect her, mental health and stuff when you cannot play. And then sitting on the sidelines and seeing all your friends playing the sport that you love. And then she had to have one of those scooters for a couple of months that she couldn't even put her foot on the ground. I think that it takes a huge toll mentally, and I think that the most important thing is to really trying to keep her involved as much as you can on, coming to practices, games, make sure that you're giving all the supports that you can during rehab, just really being there for her overall. I think that coming back to play is a consequence of it all, but I think just really caring for them as a person and letting them know that even on the worst case scenario, for some reason, if she could have not been back to play, she was still part of the team. She was still part of the family. We're still going to be there for her. Thankfully, she was able to come back. And then, like she said, still gaining that confidence back and improving and strengthening her ankle area. But, it is a tough process. But
had a good season despite it this last year.
Exactly. And we are family. And I think family is there for you through the good and bad. So I think that we're going to be there for her like everybody else.
We talked a little bit with her about some of the off-the-court things the team does. Do you have plans as the head coach? I don't know if you can tell me yet some of the things that you want to do off the court yet, but what are some of the things maybe you're looking into?
Yeah, so I think team bonding is huge, especially because we are going to have another big freshman class coming in like last year. It was my idea to take them out on the retreat and take their phones away. I know they didn't like it at first, but like she said, I think it was really important for the team. I think that the big difference from fall sports to spring is that I don't have 3 or 4 months to get them to bond. I have 2 weeks before school starts, and then school starts, and then their focus is not just on volleyball anymore, and then conference starts. So I have a really short amount of time to try and put everybody on the same page. So I don't have anything set in stone yet for next fall, but we are for sure going to do something big like we did this past semester. I do think it was really helpful to see people just really focusing on getting to know each other and not being on their phones all the time. Don't get me wrong, I'm guilty to be on my phone as well, but I think that for 2 days, it's not asking too much. And then after that, then they can go back to even going to their TikTok dances and all of that. But yeah, during the spring, we'll for sure do some dinner time, maybe some bowling, something. We've done escape rooms. I think that anything that we can do as a team to, strengthen that bond, I think is, at the end of the day, like she said, I think her favorite memory was those things and not volleyball maybe related, right? Like I think at the end of the day, you're not going to remember your stats. You're not going to remember maybe the results, but you're going to remember the friendships, the overcoming the hard times as a team, and then you're going to make friends for the rest of your life. So I think it is really important. And having that to translate on the court, it's part of being successful as well. So
you mentioned that incoming freshman class. We're going to talk about them in just a second. But now I got to ask one more question. Who was the one taking the lead in the escape rooms? Who was doing the best there?
I think that's somebody that I remember doing really good. She's not here anymore. Unfortunately, she had to go home for medical reasons. It was Emma. She ended up not being able to play with us for some personal conditions, and but she did a really good job on taking the lead on the escape room, and her team was the one that came out of the escape room the fastest. So we'll see how this spring goes, and I'll let you know later.
That's fun. All right. Let's talk about the incoming freshman class now, Coach. You've had a big class over the last couple of years and a couple of very impactful classes, really good recruits. You've been a young team last year. You've got some really good seniors coming in next year. That junior class is looking strong. The sophomore class is looking strong. Tell me about the freshman class.
Yeah, so we have a really good class coming in again. A lot of the local kids, majority are from South Dakota. We have a couple from Nebraska area, but, everybody here from the Midwest. I think that volleyball in this area is just growing and improving, and is for sure one of the best. So we're really excited. I think that we're going to be mainly sophomores and juniors this year, where last year we're mainly freshmen and sophomores. And I think that plays a big difference, right? Like experience-wise. So I think just having that leadership and experience to embrace those incoming freshmen is going to really help out the program for next year. So we're excited.
How many do you have right now? And obviously, it's the first week of February. There's obviously could change. There still could be a couple more. But give me how many you've got right now and tell me a little about them.
Yeah. So right now we have 8 commits. I'm looking to add maybe 3 more for the class of 2025, and then I'm really going to focus on the roster of 2026. We have Andrea Rankley from Tevens High School here in South Dakota. She's a really strong recruit for us. We're really excited to have her. She's a pin hitter. And then we have Alla Johnson, also from South Dakota. She's a little bit more towards rapid. She's a pin hitter as well. JC Squire is from Dakota Valley, so just an hour out, a setter. And then we have Emma. She's a libero DS that also from South Dakota. She had 2,000 digs on her season. We have Alexa from Rapid, a right side hitter. Olivia Hupp from Nebraska. She is a outside hitter. Hayden Hoffer from Julia Weber School. She's a pin/setter. And then Jenna, she's a libero from Nebraska. I'm going to sign her actually on February 15th, that Friday. And then I'm also going to the Omaha presidential weekend, which is a big recruiting class. So hopefully I can come up with the 3 recruits that I need. I am, however, waiting for a big recruit answer tomorrow. I'm not going to say any names right now, but fingers crossed that we get a positive call tomorrow. So
that'd be really nice.
Yes.
He's got a pretty good class so far. A lot of local kids that have done really good things at their high school careers, and then you're still hopefully going to get a couple of more as well. So that's starting to look like a good class. What's led into that over the last couple of years? You've had probably 4 solid classes in a row going back to your seniors this year. What's been the difference there in recruiting?
I think that how amazing the girls have been doing, right? Like, I think that every year we are doing a better job on strengthening our family and then who we are, our values, and performance-wise as well. I think that more and more we're showing that we can compete on the GPAC, and I think that attracts more as well. So I think that the big thing is that if you're playing at the GPAC, you're playing at the hardest level in AIA, right? So I think that that is something that we're blessed to be, right? Like, I think it's tough every day, but I would much rather play at the hardest level there is, and then you improving and then playing the best that there is, than maybe going somewhere else on an easier conference. Then how much are you really working for? How much are you really improving? And I'm not saying there are not good teams in other conferences. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that the GPAC is really concentrated, right? So I think that I've just been really lucky to improving every year, and then just looking to improve the recruiting roster, and then bringing a competition within the team, and then making everybody better in a positive way. And I think that that's something that we're really looking forward to for the future as well.
And Coach, finally, are there any specific goals for this team, things that you really want to accomplish here in this 2025 fall season? Still a ways away, obviously.
Well, I think that I'll tell you my goal for the spring to then achieve the goal in the fall. I think that now that we don't have the freshmen, my goal is to really work on becoming a team just with the 20 girls that we have right now, to be a really solid foundation of everything that we believe value-wise, with, of course, the technique-wise. So then when all these freshmen do come, so that we can embrace them, and it's an easier transition from high school to college, right? So then they can really be a part of the team and just feel welcome to be able to perform like we did this year. My 2025 goal, I really want to make it to conference, like to postseason. I think that we had it for a second there this year. So I think that it's just a matter of time, and I think it is a really doable goal that we can make it for the first time. I'm not sure if it's the first time in the school history, but for the first time since I've known, I think we can make it to the next round of the GPAC, so that would be awesome.
I'm looking forward to fall already, Coach.
Me too.
Thank you very much for coming in today. That sounds like a good class, and I'm looking forward to this upcoming season. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
This is the Lancer Locker on at KYNT. Let's go ahead and take one final break. We'll come back and wrap things up. This is the Lancer Locker. You're listening to 102.1 FM, AM 1450, KYNT.
At Pizza Ranch, your favorite pizza is just a request away. This is Mike with Yankton Pizza Ranch, and every day you can enjoy the buffet your way. Step 1, ask for your favorite pizza at the counter, and we'll bake it fresh just for you. Step 2, get the first slice hot out of the oven. Step 3, rejoice and repeat. It's everyone's favorite buffet, Monday through Friday, 11 to 1:30, and 5 to 8, Saturday and Sunday, 11 to 8.
Whoa, that's good.
Imagine paid vacation, sick leave, holidays, and full medical coverage the moment you start a new job. Plus quarterly profit sharing, 5% 401k match, and a company-paid retirement plan your first day on the job. With Parker of Yankton, you don't have to imagine, because all these benefits begin day one. We are hiring assemblers, material handlers, and line operation techs for both shifts. Don't mind working nights? Enjoy a pay differential of $235. If you're looking to upgrade your career and have day one benefits, apply today at Parker.com.
Parker, engineering your success.
Looking for fuel or more? Stop by Triple Time Rudy's, your locally owned convenience store at 17th and Broadway. At Triple Time Rudy's, they're proud to support the community, offering fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers and backing local activities and events. Inside, you'll discover regional favorites like Dimmick Cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. Whether it's a quick snack, a tank of top-quality fuel, or a taste of local goodness, Triple Time Rudy's, fueling your day, fueling the community.
Hey, son, can you hand me that vice grip? As any farmer or rancher knows, having the right tools in the toolbox is important. That goes for your ag lending as well. If you're considering expansion, restructuring debt, or purchasing equipment, call Dakota Mac. We have a toolbox full of lending solutions to help you with your ag financing needs.
Hi, it's Jeff Wolfgram from Dakota Mac. Call us at 800-682-4578 to learn how Dakota Mac products can work for you.
If you want a job where your work matters, you belong at Avera. Here, we've invested in our workforce because every Avera team member drives our health ministry forward, making a difference in lives and communities every day. We offer competitive pay, great health insurance, and even career opportunities. We're putting people first, including you. Search for local job openings and apply at avera.org/careers.
Back here for the final time on the Lancer Locker. You're listening to 102.1 FM AM 1450 KYNT-TV. Also, we're streaming live on our YouTube and Facebook channels, talking Mount Marty Volleyball today. We just finished up with the head coach of the program, one of their future seniors, a current junior, obviously, since we're in the spring, but will be a senior on the team next year in Mia Furst, joined us as well. Big thank you to both of them, and I really hope they have a good season next year. They should. They had a great season this year. Once again, that volleyball program, 12-15 overall. They end up going 4-12 in conference. They've got a real shot of getting into that postseason tournament next year and making some noise, and I'm looking forward to that. Upcoming schedule, once again, for Lancer Athletics. Baseball takes on Clark University 2 weeks from now, February 15th and 16th, the next baseball games. Softball starts this weekend. Peru State, the first game at 3 o'clock on a Friday over in the Dome in Sioux Center, Iowa. For track and field, they've got the Mount Marty Last Chance on Friday. And in basketball, we're down at Hastings on Wednesday. We've got coverage of that one right here on KYNT, KYNT-TV audio stream as well. That'll do it for the Lancer Locker today. I'm going to head out of here. Make sure y'all have a good night. Stay warm over the next couple days. It's supposed to be a terrible cold week. Happy Groundhog Day from yesterday. The groundhog did say 6 more weeks of winter, which is why I always hate that guy. But to be fair, he only has like a 30% accuracy rate. So we're getting warm weather here pretty soon. It's already been warm. Anyways, that's going to do it for the Lancer Locker. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank you to the volleyball program for coming in today. We'll talk to you next